Dear students, welcome back to our online class. I hope you all are absolutely fine. So dear students, in last class we have solved chemical equation that how to solve by algebraic method. So dear students, now let's continue this chapter with types of chemical reactions. So this is part 5 where we are going to learn the types of chemical reactions. So how many types are there? There are 5 types of chemical reactions we are going to study here. That is, first one is the combination reaction, decomposition reaction, next is a displacement reaction, fourth one is the double displacement reaction, and fifth one is the redox reaction. So in today's class we will going to learn these two concepts, that is the combination reaction and the decomposition reaction, and later on we will extend the part in a next video. So dear students, I hope you all are ready to learn new things. Okay, so let's begin. So dear students, when we are talking about the combination reaction, so here combination means combine two reactants. Okay, combine two reactants. So the name itself indicating that when two reactants combine to form a product. Okay, when two reactants, these are the reactants, already I explained you, left hand side is called as the reactant and right hand side it is called as the product. So when two reactants combine to form a product is called a combination reaction. So sometimes direct question also can appear in the examination for 1 marks, that is what is combination reaction, explain with examples. So at this situation you have to write this answer, that when two reactants combine to form a product it is called as the combination reaction. So here it is one of the examples, that is calcium oxides reacts vigorously with water. Okay, this is calcium oxide, CaO. This is the formula of calcium oxide which reacts with the water and to form or to produce slaked lime. So this is the formula of slaked lime, that is calcium hydroxide. What is the formula of calcium hydroxide? That is CaOH twice. CaOH twice, this is the formula of calcium hydroxide releasing a large amount of heat. So dear students, so this is the simple combination reaction. What happens here? You have to react these two reactant. What are those reactant? That is the calcium oxide plus water forms together, combine together, and what happens? It forms or it releasing the product as calcium hydroxide, which is also known as the slaked lime. Sometimes a simple question can be asked, write the formula of slaked lime, or in the match the following also sometimes it can be asked that what is the formula of slaked lime. So the formula of slaked lime is nothing but the calcium hydroxide itself. Okay, so what happens? Next what happens? Calcium hydroxide reacts slowly with the carbon dioxide. What is the formula of carbon dioxide? That is CO2 in the air to form a thin layer of calcium carbonate. Okay, so calcium hydroxide reacts slowly with the carbon dioxide. So you can observe here again the combination reaction is going on. Okay, it will not going to stop. So combination reaction is nothing but the combination of two reactants. Okay, so calcium hydroxide reacts slowly with the carbon dioxide in the air to form a thin layer of calcium carbonate on the walls. So on the walls you can observe here by the reaction of carbon dioxide which is present in an atmosphere, what happens? You can observe the thin layer of calcium carbonate on the walls. Next what happens? Again this calcium carbonate, this same calcium carbonate is formed after 2 to 3 days of whitewashing. It gives a shiny finish to the wall. So what happens? Why the color of walls are shiny in nature? Because these combinations are going to be continued. So calcium carbonate is formed after 2 to 3 days of whitewashing. It gives a shiny finish to the wall. So that's why you can observe here after the coloring what happens after 2 to 3 days, it gives a shiny finish onto the walls. And it is interesting to note that the chemical formula for marble also is a calcium carbonate itself. So dear students, don't get confused between the calcium carbonate and the marbles, because both the things have a same formula. Okay, so here this is one of the note down points. So dear students, combination reaction, once again I am repeating here, it is nothing but the when 10 two reactants combine together to to form a product, it is called as the combination reaction. So this is one of the simple example. What is that? Calcium oxide is reacting with water to produce calcium hydroxide, that is also known as the slaked lime, releasing a large amount of heat. Okay, so dear students, what is this large amount of heat? Is there having any criteria here? Let us discuss one by one. So what happens when the reaction in which heat is released? So you can observe here in the previous reaction heat was releasing. So this when the in reaction heat is releasing along with the formation of product, it is also called as the exothermic chemical reaction. So in the combination reaction, when calcium oxide is reacting with water, it gives the calcium hydroxide. But how it is giving the calcium hydroxide? With the releasing a high amount of energy or heat. So it is nothing but the exothermic chemical reaction. So 1 marks question here also can be asked. What is exothermic chemical reaction? That in reaction in which heat is released along with the formation of products are called as the exothermic chemical reaction. Okay, and it is another example of exothermic chemical reaction, that burning of the natural gas. Natural gas means in our kitchen itself, what in stoves. So you can observe here the burning of natural gas and the decomposition of the vegetable matter into compost are also an example of exothermic reaction itself. So you can observe here, after burning of the natural gas, you can find out the heat or energy. It is nothing but the another example of exothermic chemical reaction itself. And as well as the vegetable matter after decomposing, you can observe here another type of energy which is converted into a gases. Okay, so many gases you can found here. So in next concept we are going to discuss this how to vegetables. So in the biology concept this part is there where we will going to discuss this concept, that after the decaying of this vegetable wastage, how it going to be converted into gas. Okay, so this is also one of the exothermic reaction. So in a simple manner, what is exothermic chemical reaction means? After heating, it is in the reaction what happens, where the heat is released, that is the exothermic reaction. Okay, now let's talk about the endothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction, endothermic reaction, quite opposite of endothermic reaction. What happens in the endothermic reaction means, these are the reaction, those reaction in which heat is absorbed. That here in the exothermic reaction heat is releasing, but in the endothermic reaction heat is absorbing. So keep in your mind what is the difference between the exothermic reaction and the endothermic reaction. In the exothermic reaction heat is releasing, but in the endothermic reaction heat is absorbing. So what happens, just take a simple example in a day-to-day life, that is during digestion food is broken down into simpler substance. For example, you can take a rice, potato, bread contain carbohydrates. These carbohydrates are broken down to form a glucose, and this glucose combines with the oxygen in the cells of our body and provides energy. So this is also one of the type of endothermic reaction itself. So you can take a simple example, that how the food is digested. So how we are getting the energy from this food or meals, that these carbohydrates that is the present in the rice, potato, this all are broken down in a small particles. Then later on these carbohydrates are broken down to form a glucose, and this glucose combine with oxygen in the cells of our body and provides energy into our body. So this is also one of the example of endothermic reaction. Okay, so usually what happens when we are learning about the reaction, you must to know what is the reason behind it, why we are learning such type of reaction. So you have to be connected in our day to day life. Okay dear students, so this is one of the example of exothermic reaction and the endothermic reaction. So dear students, these are all points are very important for 1 marks. First one is the what is combination reaction and what are the difference between the exothermic reaction and the endothermic reaction, what are the examples. So these all are important for 1 marks question. Okay dear students, now let us take our next example about the decomposition reaction. So how the reactants can be decomposed? Thermally we can decompose, electrically we can decompose. Decomposition means you have to be break down the reactants. Okay, so here suppose it is one of the product itself and you have to be broken into small another pieces. Okay, so we are not getting the pieces, here we are getting the different kinds of the products. Okay, so here one reactant, okay, a whole reactant, it going to be breaks down into 2 or more products. So you can find out this is the general form. If suppose this is our reactant, it will going to be broken down into 2 products. Okay, so here what are the elements? Okay, here one of the example that we are going to discuss here. So here carbon monoxide, it will going to be break down into 2 product form, that is the carbon and the oxygen. So how this decomposition can be done? We can decompose the reactant by using the electricity. Thermally we can decompose these reactions. Okay, another example about the calcium hydroxide, how we can do that. So we will going to learn one by one. So again you can take us the next example that these compounds also we can break down. So what are the product form? That is the calcium monoxide and the water. So this is our decomposition reaction. Okay, now let us discuss in about the decomposition reaction. So here when a product breaks up into its constituent reactants, okay, so when product, okay, it is our product itself, it breaks up into its constituent reactants, the reaction is termed as a decomposition reaction. So here one of the example, this is our example, that is the ferrous sulfate. Okay, ferrous sulfate, that is what is the chemical formula of ferrous sulfate? That is the FeSO4, which is solid form, and after the heating what happens is break down into 3 constituent product. Okay, so what are those products? Fe2O3, which is in a solid form, SO2 gas, and another is SO3 gas. Okay, so here this reaction only we have explained here. Let us discuss one by one. So in this reaction what happened? You can observe that a single reactant breaks down to give simpler products. Okay, what are those simpler products? These 3 are the simpler products. So this is the decomposition reaction where ferrous sulfate crystals, that is the FeSO4 lose water, and when it is losing water, when it is a heating, and the color of these crystals changes and it then decomposes to ferric oxide. Okay, this is our ferric oxide. First one is the ferric oxide. After heating the ferrous sulfate, what happens? It will going to be changed into ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide, and third one is the last one, that is sulfur trioxide. Why it is a sulfur dioxide? Because the number of oxygen is 2, so that's why it is a sulfur dioxide. And last product, that is SO3. Why it is a sulfur trioxide? Because the number of oxygen is 3, so it is a sulfur trioxide. So ferric oxide is a solid, whereas this SO2 and SO3 both are the gases. So this is one of the example we have explained here in the decomposition reaction. Okay, next example of decomposition, that when the calcium carbonate to calcium oxide and calcium dioxide on heating is an important decomposition reaction used in a various industries. So where we are using this decomposition reaction means in the industries, they have a lots of application. So in this way, here the decomposition reaction is also very important. Why? Because they have a large application in industry. So when you are going for MSc or any other higher fields, so you will get a lots of application of this decomposition reaction. But as per your syllabus, this much information is enough for you, that when the product breaks up into constituent reactants, the reaction is termed as a decomposition reaction. So this is simple example what we have explained here about the ferrous sulfate, that ferrous sulfate is after the heating, it will going to be converted into ferric oxide plus sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. So this is the decomposition reaction. Okay. So dear students, when a decomposition reaction is carried out by the heating, it is also called as the thermal reaction. So when we are using the heating process, okay, so when we are using the heating process, it is also called as the thermal decomposition. So above example is also one of the thermal decomposition reaction itself. So dear students, now just keep in your mind, when the decomposition reaction is carried out by the heating, it is called as the thermal decomposition. Okay. Now electrolytic decomposition reaction with the helping of the electricity. Okay. So here by using one activity we can analyze this electrolytic decomposition. So for this purpose you have to take a plastic mug. This is our plastic mug. Drill 2 holes at its base. This is our base. You have to drill it, and you have to be fit rubber stopper in these holes and insert carbon electrodes. Okay, this is our carbon electrodes. In this rubber stopper, connect these electrodes in a 6-volt battery. So here you can observe, this is our battery. So what you have to do, you have to fill the mug with water such that electrodes are immersed. So how much water you have to be add here, that the electrodes should be immersed in the mug, and you have to add there few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to the water, and take 2 test tubes filled with the water and invert them over the 2 carbon electrodes. So you have, after doing this process, what you have to do, you have to switch on the current and leave the apparatus undisturbed. Don't touch it and leave apparatus as it is after switching on the current. What you can observe the formation of bubbles at both the electrodes. You can observe the bubbles here, how it is forming, what is the forming here, what is the formation, the bubbles at both the electrodes, and these bubbles displace water in the test tube. So what happens after applying the electricity, the movement of water you can observe here. So you can observe here that hydrogen at the cathode and oxygen at the anode, they have going to be attached in the electrodes. So this is one of the electrolytic decomposition reaction, and this process is also called as the electrolysis process. So this is one of the activity. So dear students, activity in the examination they will not going to be asked, just you have to be keep in your mind what are the image and as well as what is the reason behind it. After electrolytic decomposition, what is the reason that why we are using this electrolytic decomposition. So when we are solving the reasoning question, you will get such type of question. So just at that time you have to use your mind that why this electrolytic decomposition takes place. Okay. So here the last one is the photolysis. This is also a thermal decomposition reaction. In that, what happened? Halogen compounds decomposition exposure to sunlight. Halogen compounds means when the element is containing halogen elements. So what are those halogen elements? We will going to learn when we are going to study the periodic classification of the elements. For just now, keep in your mind what are the halogen compounds, that fluorine, chlorine and the iodine. These are the halogen compounds. So when the elements are containing the halogens like fluorine, chlorine and iodine, then it is called as the halogen compound. So now which halogen we have? Chlorine. So when the AgCl, it going to be thermal decomposition. So here what is the source with us? That is the sunlight. Okay, sun gives us energy. Okay, it gives us light. So what happens when you are going to do this decomposition reaction? What happens? The compound, the halogen compounds what we have taken, it will going to be break down into two things, that is two molecules of the silver as well as the two molecules of the chlorine. So this is one of the thermal decomposition reaction. So here the photolytic reactions are used in a black and white photography. So in the black and white photography, these reactions are using. So dear students, when we are learning about the reactions, so application you must to know. So it can be asked for 1 marks or 2 marks in the examination. So where we are using the photolytic reaction, we are using in the black and white photography, as well as the decomposition reaction require energy either in the form of heat, light or electricity for breaking down the reactants. So the decomposition reactions requires energy either in the form of heat. When we are using the heat for breaking down the bonds, then it is called as the thermal decomposition. When we are using the electricity, then it is called as the electrolytic decomposition reaction. So here two types of decomposition reactions are there. What are those? First one is the thermal decomposition and another is, next is, what is that? That is next is electrolytic decomposition reaction. Okay. So here another last one is photolysis. It is also one of the thermal decomposition reaction itself. So dear students, till now we have covered totally two types of the reactions. What are those? Combination reaction and decomposition reaction. Here next concept that we have to learn, that is the third type. But before going to the third type, you learn this reactivity series of the metal. Okay. Before going to the next class, we have to learn this reactivity series of the metal. For learning the third type of the chemical reaction, we must to know this reactivity series. So just this, let's see what is the reactivity series of the metal. Reactivity series of the metal is series where the metals arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity. Okay. So this is the series where the metals are arranged in a decreasing order. It is not an increasing order, it is in a decreasing order, it is already arranged. So first one is the potassium, where it is a most reactive metal, where the gold is least reactive metal. So this is one of the series you have to be learn. It's have a large application for solving the equation also and for learning the next concept. So dear students, don't forget to learn this. Today's homework is you have to be read, write and as well as by heart this reactivity series of the metal. So dear students, let's meet in the next class with a new concept. Till that time, just stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.